It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Big dog with you. There was a lost dog that was found in Mission Viejo, Animal Services. They used a drone to reunite the dog with the owner. This is the new way of finding a dog when your dog's missing. And that's the worst. Man, if you ever had that happen, you leave a door open or, the gate open and that dog disappears. Oh, your heart stops. And that's all you can think about, trying to get that doggy back. Well, in this case, happy ending.
Well, this dog ran away in the dark on Wednesday night and darted into some steep foothills where there are coyotes and mountain lions. But after more than 24 hours on the run, her family finally has her back home.
Yes, you were lost.
Josie, the German Shepherd, is recovering at home, licking her paws because they're still raw from the epic trek she took through the Mission Viejo hills.
As she jumped the fence, something had either spooked her or she was just hypersensitive.
Luckily, she had a new air tag on her collar.
So when Molly told me that she was gone, I was able to see where she was in Covenant Hills.
Maybe she was just tired of 3D House of Slow Talkers, and the dog took off. God almighty.
So when Molly told me that she was gone.
Right. Then what happened?
I was able to see where she was.
All right. And then what happened after that?
In Covenant Hills.
Great. Get right on it. That family needs some coffee.
Paula McCabe went to the remote area immediately and spotted Josie. But to her surprise, when she called out to her dog, she ran away.
Oh, not a good sign. Not a good sign when the dog's not into you.
She just kept darting. And it's like she wasn't listening to anything.
In order to catch this little scaredy cat, they would need to get creative. So the family asked ChatGPT what to do.
So yesterday we were able to pinpoint him using the infrared sensors.
And it recommended calling Mission Viejo Animal Services.
We were able to get a heat signature.
Sounds like the buzzards are eating that dog.
We were able to get a heat signature on the dog. We followed it for about a mile.
Wow.
They connected with Animal Services Manager Kyle Werner. And luckily, he had a thermal imaging drone donated by the dedicated animal welfare group.
Well, that's a cool deal. Man, you know you're living in a wealthy community when the whole community brings out the drones, the heat-seeking drones to find your dog.
And deployed it.
In North Hollywood, you take your dog out and it just eats meth off the street. A little difference.
And deployed it over the area where Josie's air tag was pinging.
And we coordinated with the owner on the cell phone to a position where she could get in front of the dog.
He coached Paula on how to sit down, avoid eye contact, and speak softly, creating a safe space for Josie to recognize her mama's voice and come to her.
And you can see there's a shift in the dog's demeanor and immediately ran up to the owner.
Wow. That's a great story.
Really touching. So even after 20 years, things like that really...
God, those crows are getting close.
Even after 20 years, things like that really, are why we do this job.
I can get teary-eyed now because I was just really distraught.
She gave Kyle a big hug, thanking him for his kindness.
They made me feel so important and so cared for. And he was so good and just so patient. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without him and his drone.
Josie's vet gave her a little something for her anxiety and fixed up her paws. As for why she ran away in the first place, she's not ready to talk.
She's not completely the same. She's a little bit a little loopy because she's on these medications and stuff. But I'm just happy to have her home.
And Kyle says they have a lot of open space in this area, so this technology is a game changer for finding lost pets.
That's cool.
Reporting in Mission Viejo, Nicole Comstock, CBS LA.
All right, that's a good story. It ends with the dog coming home. That's great. I had a girlfriend in the later 80s, early 90s, and she was out of town, and I would go check on her dog, and her neighbor, who was her best friend, was dog sitting. and, would go over there every hour or so and check on the dog. And she took that dog up to Laurel Canyon to a dog park on her own. My girlfriend didn't ask her to do that. And the dog got away. And now the dog is up in like Runyon Canyon, and I'm partially responsible. I felt like I was responsible. So I literally, for 2 straight days, 12 hours a day, walked through Laurel Canyon from Ventura Boulevard to Mulholland. I walked Laurel Canyon up and down, calling that dog's name for 2 straight days, probably 12 hours a day, to the point where LAPD pulled up on me. I was walking through the streets, and LAPD pulled up on me, turned their lights on, and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm looking for a dog." And I showed the woman. It was a police officer, a lady. And I said, "I'm looking for this dog that it's my girlfriend's dog, but I'm partially responsible." And she goes, "Oh, I just lost a dog as well. We'll keep an eye out for it." I said, "Oh, okay." So I was exhausted after 2 days, and I finally sat down on Laurel Canyon Boulevard, about halfway between Ventura and Mulholland, about 2 miles or 1.5 miles from where this dog originally disappeared. And I sat down on the curb, totally exhausted, called a friend to come pick me up. I just couldn't find this dog. And as I'm sitting there waiting for the friend to pick me up, that dog comes out of the ivy and sits next to me. It was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen before in my life.
Whoa.
I heard like some rustling around in the bushes. I thought, okay, it's a coyote or a snake or I don't know, a guy trying to rob a house. And the dog comes right out of the bushes and sat right next to me. And I got that dog back for her. I was like the hero of the day. I enjoyed that. But man, when you lose a dog and it's out there in the wild, you do everything you can to get that doggy back because you're scared to death that something's going to happen to that dog. Yeah. But ding dong with that dog. And they do it right in Mission Viejo. Are you, Angel, you near that place where this dog was lost?
Yeah. I'm not too far away. Because wasn't it pretty close to the Mission Viejo animal shelter?
Yes,
where
that's
it was
right.
running around.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not too far away. Great facility, and those heat-seeking drones. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, the technology. Now, there's so much more technology to finding your dog now than the old school. Old school is you put up posters all over the neighborhood, and everyone ignores them.
Yep.
And now you have the heat-seeking drones, and you also have, I think it's one of these Petco or one of these places has a database where you can enter your dog's information, and then it scans all the databases around the country to try to get your dog back. There's a million ways to get it back now, but old school, a couple posters, reward, and nobody calls. Everybody just ignores those posters.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Weird weather this week. Today was 90 degrees in the San Fernando Valley. 90. On Friday, 70% chance of rain, and the low is 52. The high is 63 degrees. 90 today, 63 on Thursday and Friday. 63. That's incredible. I know Chicago's getting hit by unbelievable weather. It was in the high teens or the low 20s there over the weekend. If you're off to New York, you're going to chance it with air traffic control. It's going to be 32 degrees in New York City on Saturday. That's the low. 32 in New York City. It's freezing. Huntington Beach, Orange County beaches, LA County beaches, 74 today. 63 on Friday, 80% chance of rain on Friday, 75% chance of rain on Thursday. So Thursday and Friday are going to be soaking wet. And then the weekend looks like it's going to be dry. And then Monday, a 40% chance of rain for most of Southern California. All right, let's go to Big Bear. Let's find out what's going on with Big Bear. The low in Big Bear this weekend, next Tuesday, is 31 degrees. The high is 42 this Friday. It was 68 there today, and it's going to be 42 this Friday. That's going to be the high in the mountains. 35 is the low, 42 is the high. A difference of 26 degrees in literally 3 days. 26 degrees. So just deal with it, I guess. 24 degrees if you're going to Detroit or Cleveland tomorrow. 24 degrees. Freezing for, mid-November. Not even mid-November. If you're a ski bum like Bellio used to be before she got married on a Saturday, and I think she sold all her ski equipment either that night or the next day. I think it was the next day. It's going to be 25 degrees on Friday in Mammoth and snowing. 55% chance of snow in Mammoth on Friday. Thursday, 90% chance of rain/snow. And then Friday, 55% chance of snow in Mammoth. So there you go. That's a look at your weather. Now, back to the program. All right. Dig dog with you. All right. Let's talk about the air traffic school. You can become a very important person in this country. I think we've learned that over the last 40 or 41 days, that air traffic controllers have a lot of power in this country. They can shut down travel. They can shut down the grid by just calling out sick. And they now know it. They've got all the power. And maybe you can be one of these people. Go to air traffic school.
Why am I helping a plane take off?
Runway 28 right, cleared for takeoff.
Because it's part of an air traffic control training simulation. Recent near misses in the sky.
Wait, who's cleared to take off on 2A?
And collisions on the tarmac.
Seems as though there's an aircraft that collided with us.
Are putting air traffic controllers in the spotlight.
You can be an air traffic controller. And by the way, if you have to ask if they drug test, maybe you're not the air traffic type. Maybe you should, look for something at Arby's.
The head of the Air Traffic Union warned that the government shutdown is putting the flying public at risk.
And this introduces a new risk to aviation. Air traffic controllers are supposed to mitigate risk.
Delima Charlie.
The shortage in air traffic controllers is so serious, some towers have had to temporarily close, like the one at Burbank Airport in L.A.
Yeah, that was a big deal here. When they closed in Burbank, a lot of delays, a lot of canceled flights.
A pilot couldn't believe it when he recently came in for a landing.
Look, they're going to close or something?
At 4:15 local, the tower will be closed for staffing. Reopen at 10 p.m. local.
It takes about 3 years for someone to be certified. And
what?
It takes about 3 years for someone to be certified.
Who's got that kind of time? 3 years? Who thinks they're going to even be alive in 3 years?
An air traffic controller. The training is intense. As I found out at Vaughn.
Too intense, if you ask me. 3 years of intense training to make what? 42 grand? 50 grand?
Controller. The training is intense.
Way too intense. 3 years. 3 years.
As I found out at Vaughn College near New York's LaGuardia Airport.
So we have an arrival. We see him coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're going to say that he's cleared to land.
Exactly.
I hope this is a simulator and this reporter isn't just directing traffic.
It's hard when they're talking to you and you have to ignore it. Like you ignore them and you say something else.
She's not up for it. I wouldn't hire her. Next.
Right, because only one transmission can happen at a time. You have to wait for them to finish before you can transmit.
Yeah.
Then they threw me into the deep end.
So it's very dark and foggy now, but we still can clear them to land?
Yes.
God almighty. I hope this isn't really happening in a tower where this reporter's, it's really foggy. Should I just tell this cat to land anyway?
The aircraft are using the instruments in the cockpit to guide the plane into the runway.
SkyWest 4489, Academy Tower, runway 28 right, cleared to land. How did I do?
Bang! See that cartwheel on runway 24 left? That's what you did. Yeah, that's a 737 doing a cartwheel. It wasn't funny. It was, there's 48 people dead. Hey, baby, please.
I would call you a natural, absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much. But it was just so much to keep track of all at once.
It's your job, and you get into a rhythm when you're doing it.
Even through the government shutdown, Vaughn says they can keep training more students to get them into control towers faster.
What makes this program so necessary for this moment in time?
Well, you have a severe shortage of controls throughout the country, and the FA Academy in Oklahoma can only train so many people at a time.
Oh, you got to go to Oklahoma. Wait, but you have to go to Oklahoma for 3 years to become an air traffic controller? The hell? No wonder there's nobody out there doing this.
310.
Students here are paying their full way to get this training, as opposed to the academy where they are paid to do the job.
They're going to close or something?
All right, well, if you want to be an air traffic controller, that sounds like a decent job. You got a lot of power, but it is a hell of a commitment. 3 years in Oklahoma. That's just to start. And then you're probably an apprentice for a while, for 2 or 3 years.
That's test number one. If you're willing to do this, you might have a shot.
That's true. That's true. Get out there and do that. And I guess it's pretty rewarding, until two planes run into each other, and then it's
talk about stress, man.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, every night you go home, you have to have dreams of you screwing up. And
bad enough here having dreams doing this.
I have dreams every single day that I'm late for work, and I can't get to work.
Late? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I call in and nobody's answering the phone, and I'm listening to John, wrap up his show, and I can't get there. Almost every day or every night, I have that dream.
I still have DJ dreams, like the record runs out and I don't have another one queued up, and everybody's just looking at me.
You know what else is really weird? I have a dream almost, I'd say 3 times a week, that I'm in Costco, and I can't figure out how to get out. I mean, I paid for everything, and I don't know where the door is.
Is that a nightmare or the real dream?
No, it's odd that I have at least 3 nights a week. I've dreamed that I'm in Costco. Different scenarios, but always in Costco. It's an odd situation. Odd bird. I don't know what's going on.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
All right, it's going to be hot today, or it was hot today. It's going to be a little warm tomorrow, and then it's going to drop off on Thursday and Friday. Lots of rain and cold weather coming into Southern California. So be prepared for that. There's a warning out there called, I think it's Kratom. Is that how you pronounce that? That the drug? Kratom, Kratom. And it can wipe you out. Could wipe you out.
It's sold as a natural way to relax, alleviate pain, and even depression. And you can even buy it at some local gas stations.
Well, so far it sounds great. You can relieve tension, pain, and it's sold at a gas station.
The actual pronunciation is Kratom.
Kratom?
Yeah.
Kratom. All right. Crozier. Have you seen it sold? I've not seen it at my gas station.
I have not seen it called, no.
Yeah.
It's sold as a natural way to relax, alleviate pain, and even depression. And you can even buy it at some local gas stations.
Now I want to try it.
But health officials say it's not as harmless as it seems.
There's pills, there's powders, there's capsules. They make it in drinks.
Wow. Jackson Gray works at a smoke shop in the San Fernando Valley that sells Kratom, sometimes called 7.
Oh, she got it wrong?
Yes.
Wait, so we all got it wrong, but you got it right?
Who's we all? She just got it wrong.
I got it right. She got it right. You got it wrong.
All
with
right.
Kratom?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
No, dude, you're on. Yeah, I think you're on Kratom.
That sells Kratom, sometimes called 7-0.
We sell shots. You can get them around like $9, $10.
It's a health supplement some people use to help with pain and anxiety.
When I
I'd like to try this.
used it before, I'm like, oh, my back pain's gone. So
Guy's singing my tune here.
used it before, I'm like, oh, my back pain's gone. So there is some use there. Do I think anybody should just be able to buy as much as they want?
Yes.
Probably not.
Damn, I got that wrong.
Probably not.
Kratom's use is controversial. It's illegal to import and has been linked to seizures and deaths, including 6 in L.A. County in recent months. The L.A. County Department of Health says inspectors will be pulling the product from store shelves next week.
Oh, you got to get in there quick if you want this stuff.
Because of its dangers, including acting as an opioid at high levels.
If you overdose on it, you can actually it'll stop your respiration. You can actually
Wait, stop your what?
You can actually it'll stop your respiration. You can
stop your respirations.
You can actually, much like you do if you overdose on heroin.
Nutritional expert Dr. Terry Simpson with Dignity Health St. John's Hospital in Oxnard says it's highly addictive.
This is one of those things where I think we actually need a nationwide regulation of that because with nationwide regulations, much like we regulate even the most minor prescription medications, it allows there to be more control. It has to be prescribed by a doctor.
Just the one?
Back at the smoke shop, Gray says he always tells customers what they're buying and warns them about the risks.
Yes, back at the smoke shop.
Back at the smoke shop.
Back at the smoke shop.
He also feels other products on the shelves could be even more dangerous, and they're still unregulated.
Yeah, I've had a run-in with one of those gas station. You know, they're sold in the gas station. They're always at the counter, and they claim to be, you know, very sort of severe. You know, like if you're suffering from so-and-so, take this. I was driving my wife, my daughter, and my wife's two sisters from Portland back to Los Angeles. I was driving those four women. Well, one was a tiny girl. She was 4 or 5 at the time. And then the others were adult women. And we leave the house in Oregon, and a mile from the house, 2 of the 4 women in the car say they have to go to the bathroom. We have a 1,000-mile trip in front of us. And before we get to the freeway, I've got to stop a minute from where we were all day because 2 of them have to go to the bathroom. Like, oh, this could be a long-ass trip. Long-ass trip. So we drive all the way down from Portland, if you know the area. We drive all the way down to Shasta, to that area. And we're going to stay overnight in Shasta. But about 2 hours before we get to Shasta, I'm driving and I'm falling asleep. And I've got 4 people in my car, plus me. So I pull over and I buy something called a Bumblebee. Never heard of this before in my life. I guess it's just all caffeine. And I take it and I'm up. I'm up. And I drive all the way to Redding. We pass Shasta and we drive to Redding. We get there about 10 o'clock at night. I go to sleep around 11 o'clock because I got to get up early and drive the 500 miles. And then I got to work that night. So I go to bed at 11 o'clock and I stared at the ceiling from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. Never once closed my eyes. I don't know what the hell was in this thing, but I was up. I was up. And then I got all the 4, I got 4 people in the car and I drove home, dropped them all off, and then went to work. I was working 7 to 10 at the time. And I worked till 10 o'clock, and then I went home, and I couldn't sleep at all until about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was literally up for about maybe almost 45 hours. So whatever the hell was in that thing called the Bumblebee, it works, but it works really too well. Too well. You got to be careful taking that kind of crap. I literally sat in bed and not even frustrated. I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm going to sleep, and stared at the ceiling from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. and then drove 500 miles. Like I had great energy. It was unbelievable, but not good for you. When I crashed on this thing, I was in bed probably for 18 straight hours. It's not the way to go through life. Not the way to go through life. Too tough on your body. Way too tough.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
We have a poll up on Twitter that Bellio was kind enough to ace up on Twitter. And it asks, are you a talker on an airplane? And then you got 4 options. One of them is I'm a talker. Number 2, I don't talk to anybody. Number 3, I'm a sleeper. Number 4, I'm a headphones guy or gal. So you can vote, and you should exercise your vote, your right to vote. No ID needed. Just go vote. And if you don't vote, then don't, complain about society. You can't complain if you don't vote. So go to Twitter and vote. It'll make Bellio happy. She likes that action. So slide over to Twitter, @Conway Show. On Twitter, @Conway Show. Or X. I think they call it X now. Yes. All right, a lot of you and me and Crozier and Bellio and Angel and Sammy, We're all getting texts. Millions of scam texts were generated right here in Los Angeles. Let's find out who's getting worked.
We all get them. Text saying easy pass, final notice, toll evasion, and USPS can't deliver because of incomplete address information.
I get them all.
The texts all contain links wanting our credit card information, and they're all scams.
It's a spray and pray with a very...
Oh, I like that term. I've never heard that term before.
It's a spray and pray with a very decent twist because they're getting a lot of credit cards and account takeovers.
Ben Kuhn with the cybersecurity firm Unit 221B tracks fraudster activity on the dark web. He's also tracking these. This bland room filled with nondescript equipment is called a SIM farm. Each one of these boxes...
That's another great term. A SIM farm.
...is called a SIM farm.
Oh, SIM. Oh, I thought it's SIN, S-I-N. No, it's S-I-M, SIM.
Each one of these boxes contains dozens of SIM cards. Your cell phone has a single SIM card that allows you to call and text. These farms can have thousands of them.
Wow.
Just one SIM farm, how many scam text messages could it send out?
I could logically put together in my head the ability to send out, millions of text messages in a few minutes.
Wow. That's unbelievable. 1 million in a few minutes. You got to get, even at 0.1%, that's a great take.
Wait, millions of text messages in just a few minutes?
Yes, sir.
Using IP addresses and public data.
Crozier, we got to get into this. We could make a ton of money. It's not ethical. I get that. But I don't know. Maybe we can get over that hump somehow.
Ben can locate these SIM farms. Right now, he sees around 45 of them across the U.S. 4 of those farms are right here in the L.A. area.
Great. Another black eye for Los Angeles. Oh, I don't know how much more we can take.
Some of these scam texts may be coming from my own city.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I would even switch that. Some of these scam texts are coming from your own city.
And the U.S. Secret Service warns SIM farms can have an even darker side.
Uh-oh.
These photos are from a series of farms agents busted around New York City just a few weeks ago.
This network had the potential to disable cell phone towers and essentially shut down the cellular network in New York City.
God almighty. It's unbelievable how much power a very few people have on the internet. It's incredible.
But for us on the receiving end of these texts, the main message is never click the link and never share your credit card or bank information without calling the company requesting it.
That's a huge inconvenience, but it's better than losing access to your credit card and losing, $100,000 from your savings account.
Ben says scammers overseas usually illegally ship the SIM farm equipment in, and then they hire people in the U.S.
You don't have to dump that. You don't know.
Yeah,
No. You don't have to dump that. He said ship, S-H-I-P.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we're cool. We're cool.
Ben says scammers overseas usually illegally ship the SIM farm equipment in.
Yeah, I think we're okay. there.
Overseas usually illegally ship the SIM farm equipment in, and then
it's close.
So close.
Oofa.
I think in the context that he said it, I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're okay.
Ben says scammers overseas usually illegally ship the SIM farm equipment in, and then they hire people in the U.S. to set them up. He says law enforcement is taking this all really seriously, and he is now seeing these SIM farms come down as fast as they pop up.
Oh, man. All right. Got to be careful out there. A lot of different ways to scam you nowadays, and it doesn't take much to take away your life savings. Oh, it's amazing. We got to worry about everything. 15, 20, 30 years ago, before cell phones, you never worried about money in your bank account or your house being taken by unscrupulous, people are going to take a second or third out on your loan. Never. And now that's all you worry about. You never think you're 100% safe. You always think, every time you check your bank, it's like, is my money there? Is it there? Is it there? Oh, thank God it's there. Okay, that's great. another, disaster avoided. And people are always very, very worried, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. It's scary out there. It really, truly is. We have the Twitter poll, so please go vote on that. Bellio gets a charge out of that when you do that, and then she doesn't bother me anymore. She is out counting votes. So it's at Twitter, on Twitter, or X, at Conway Show, and you can vote on whether you're a talker on an airplane. And I think you'll get some satisfaction out of that. I think when you vote, you'll feel better about yourself. So go vote. At Conway Show on Twitter. And don't, if you want to like us or follow us, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do that. We're not going to demand you do that like a lot of other people do.
Come on in. The water's fine.
Just a suggestion. If you want to jump on board. Bellio put some really cool stuff up there. And Bellio really, truly is the greatest person in all of iHeartMedia when it comes to social media. There's nobody better at iHeartMedia on social media than her. And there's thousands of employees at iHeartMedia. And she always wins the award for being the best. The best. She has us the most on Facebook. We have more on Facebook than all the other shows combined and the station combined. All the other shows and the station's Facebook, we have more than they do. And we have more in almost every category. And it's all Bellio. Bellio dominates social media. Yes. Dominates. There's nobody even close. Nobody even close than Bellio. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.